Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Love in Black and White, where we each week your two co-hosts, one co-host, myself, Big Irish Jay Hollingsworth, and Manulus Rojas Martin Junior the first. Manny Martin.
Dude, it looked like the way I was doing my eyebrows looked like I was having a stroke. I was trying to be like The Rock and just do one, but fucking whatever.
Each week we're trying to put the love back in. You're right.
That's what we do, ladies and gentlemen, and we want to thank you so much for tuning in. It means the world to us. We are live today. It is a beautiful day. Actually, it's a little gloomy out, but you know what? It's a beautiful day because you are listening to us and you are letting us bless your ears. That is right, brother Thaddeus and Pastor Fred. I just want to say thank you. Yes, thank you so much. Man.
Victoria mentioned, dude, we didn't even notice.
Oh,
they're both wearing white. Look at that.
Wow, look at what are the odds? God
Crazy.
damn, we're amazing. We do what we do, but it wouldn't be possible without you guys. So
all right, we had our teaser from last week, and we got 3 pretty big nice surprise. Yes,
definitely.
We have some good listener emails. Okay, so the teaser from last week was what are your thoughts on divorce? Who should get the kids in a divorce?
Ooh.
I would say I don't think. Well, we both are children of divorce, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I think I don't know if your dad was like mine. He was kind of the weekend dad where it was like a frat party every weekend. You know what I mean? There just weren't a lot of rules, and my mom would always be like, "You better not be seeing that shit with your dad." So I mean. It was interesting in the 90s. What about you? What was yours like?
Victoria said the grandparents. I was raised by my grandparents.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
But yeah, my pops was, which I have a theory on. My dad, we would usually go see movies every weekend. And are you all early or did not figure out what time you'd be on Central Time Zone, right? How dare you, Emaretta, sipping on Emaretta. But we would always go see movies. My dad, when you were talking about your mom was saying like, oh, your dad better not let you watch that shit. My dad took me to see Jaws when I was 5 years old, and I would not go in a swimming pool. I wouldn't take a bath for fucking until I was like 16.
Oh,
it was terrifying. I was scared shitless.
What?
And my mom was so pissed.
Dude, my dad, he took us to see Hard Target.
Behind the Green Door.
Oh my god, yeah. No, he took us to see Hard Target. You ever see what that shit is? Like with it was Van. Yeah, Van Damme, where they were like killing homeless people in the streets and like hunting them. I was like, fuck.
That doesn't sound like a really hard target, though.
We just want to say, we just want to say here on the Love in Black and White podcast that all lives are precious, but Black lives matter most. So,
so I think who should get the kids in a divorce? I think every scenario is
different,
unique unto itself, because I mean, do the kids have a say in it, or how old are the kids? I mean, I feel like there's so many factors that would go into that on that decision.
Yeah, no, there's so many layers to that, because it's like is one person more financially stable? Is one person more present than the other person? Is one going through mental health at this time? So I would say my answer to who should get the kids in the divorce is who is the most emotionally stable for that child. Like who's going to be able to present that kid with the most stable lifestyle. So
hi, Felicia just joined.
Felicia,
hello to everybody that's in here. I think you pretty much summed it up. I don't think there's a universal answer. I mean? Like it's
exactly
everything. So many factors into that. But Victoria mentioned the grandparents, and so I bounced around. I mean, I've talked about this ad nauseum, but I bounced around growing up. But the grandparents, or my grandparents, and their home is what I considered. Like when I think of a successful relationship, I think of my grandparents. When I think of home, I think of my grandparents' home. And I remember, I don't know at what age, but at some point my grandmother was like, I wish that, you had like a mom and dad at home, together and this. And I'm like, Grandma, I wouldn't change the way I was raised, because it's like, I mean, I don't know. It's like, I think kids, when you're in it, you don't know anything different. So it's not anything different. It's how it is how it is. And so
dude,
I love
It's, you know, and that's the thing. It's all love. I mean, you know, that's the thing that matters most is that you're loved, you're taken care of, you got a roof over your head. You know, I think grandparents can probably love you a little bit better because they may not be working. You know, they're there to
Yeah.
watch you and make sure. You know, it's just the same for like if you got two dads or two moms, man. You know, like as long as you're, you know, being taken care of and everybody's treating you right, that's what matters most. So.
Yeah. Victoria said my cousins still live with my grandma and they are over 18 and my aunt is remarried. Yeah, that might be something about your cousins.
You know, so, you know, I will say this. I think that things have changed a lot though. You know, I think kids are staying at home a lot longer than what they used to. What age did you leave home?
Dude, I mean, so when I was 16, well, okay, when I was 16, during the week I would be with my pops, you know, going to high school, and then on the weekends I stayed with Matt and Mark, which
Right.
you know Matt and Mark. So Mark was out of high school, so I feel like I repeat a lot of stories, but I don't know
if you've gone into detail on this one though.
So Matt and Mark, okay, so where my grandparents lived, I grew up on like 52nd and Killingsworth in Oregon. We were the Hollingsworths on Killingsworth. What's up, you know?
Goddamn.
Right on. And about 6 houses down from me lived the Garlington family. John Garlington, Pastor John Garlington Sealer. You might know him, Pastor.
Yes, I do. Very blessed very blessed family, very blessed man. You know, yeah, you in good company, young brother.
Yeah. And Pastor Garlington was the pastor at Maranatha Church. And when we were I'm about to burp because I've been drinking this Coca-Cola.
Oh, you're good.
Excuse me.
Real fucking professional.
I know. Sorry. So when we were in high school, Matt and Pastor Garlington had three sons, John Senior, John Garlington, I guess would be the second, I don't know, senior, but Johnny Garlington Jr. Fuck, I'm losing my mind. Matt and Mark. Matt was my age, and then Mark was a couple years older. Well, when we were in high school, the Pastor Garlington and his wife, they were on vacation in Florida, and they got hit by a truck and passed away.
Jesus.
So at that point, you know, the Garlington family, the children, they kind of scrambled together. Matt lived with his sister and her husband, and then after when Mark graduated high school, he had his own place. So during the weekends, I was always I'd stay at Matt and Mark's on the weekends. So I mean, you know, fuck, it's I wasn't on my own officially, but I mean, like, you know, from about 16, 17 on, I was like,
yeah,
I mean, I was in these streets a lot.
It's so funny. Like, you kind of look back at your life and you're like, damn, it wasn't the norm. It's like, I stayed with my mom. Like, I lived with my mom until I was about 14. So my parents got a divorce at 9. I lived with my mom until I was about 14. Then I moved up to Seattle with my dad. And I think I've already talked about it on this. He was like, I'll be there through all of your, you know, your schooling. And literally, it was right when I was graduating, you know, him and his lady were going through some problems. And I was like, oh shit, it's about to be me and my dad about to be hoes for the summer. You know what I mean? We about to have just like a bunch of just bad women over, you know what I mean? And like, you know, I was going to put like ties on the door and shit. You know what I mean? Like, don't be knocking on my door. And then he was like, I'm bouncing, and just left me with his ex-girlfriend, which I was just like, this is the most random shit of all time. So anyways,
did you hit that?
That's what everybody kept messing with me. Like, they were like, so are you sleeping with his ex-girlfriend? I was like, fuck no. She was like 70 years old and weighed like 300 pounds. Not that, you know, weight matters. We just want to say here on the Love and Black and White podcast that you could be any weight and you are beautiful. As long as you love you, that is all that matters.
It's so crazy how we became friends, and we have like our dads, you know. Did your dad ever remarry?
Yeah, once, and then he got a divorce. Yeah.
Okay, my pops eventually remarried. It's funny too, but like my dad was a hoe after my mom. I mean, I remember him as a kid teaching me to, well, not, it wasn't like he was teaching me, basically just told me to lie for him about these other girls, you know. And Justin Ruppel's in the building. What?
Oh shit!
Voiceover phenomenon. What? I didn't see Justin. Where's Justin? All right, I don't know. Anyways if he is, Way to get us sidetracked, Victoria.
But no, my dad was a hoe like yours. But this is also funny. We both like didn't get our license until we were like super old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's funny how we just went down this similar path. But yeah. Anyways, I digress. We got a few questions. I actually saw one from Victoria that I thought was kind of interesting. What's the oldest age you would have kids? Or actually, let's see. Do you want to start with Daphne's? How did we meet?
Oh
yeah, it was on Grindr, right?
Yeah. I was posing as Tammy Joe. We met. It was at the Comedy Underground, right?
We did. Yeah, we had a mutual friend who ended up becoming my enemy, and and we just we hung out, and yeah, man, I don't even really remember.
Why did he become your enemy?
Because yeah, just weird circumstances. Yeah.
Can I say?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
You tried to fuck your girl.
Yeah, exactly. It was so random.
And he was like, he was kind of trying to flirt with Burdette when I was talking to Burdette, you know. But
funny story about that guy, man, is that like I guess he had some interesting scenario with what was it? Another girl that he was dating in the comedy scene who ended up sleeping with somebody else, and he tried to like almost kill himself. So it's like, you know, I don't wish anything bad upon him, but he definitely wasn't in the right mental state. So anyway,
God dang. What oldest age to have kids? Well, you know what's so funny is I don't know if you've heard it. It's a stupid joke, but
most of your jokes. No, just
yeah, I know that's valid.
No, same here.
I have a joke I've been saying that, you know, I don't know if I want kids or not, but if I do, I need to hurry up because I have old cum.
That's right. It's such a good joke.
And then I go on. There's more to the joke than that, but I literally just tell that joke because I just like the saying old cum.
Like, there's certain jokes like that where it's just like there's a good line in it. It's like, you know, as dumb as my ghost joke is, I just love that instead of the ghost saying boo, it goes jigga boo. Dude, you know what I mean?
When you heard the first time I heard you do, and it's like that line, it's like it's so goddamn funny to me.
It really is. Fuck. And seeing the crowd react to it, you know what I mean? It's just
and the way you do it too is just like, oh fuck, dude.
It's so stupid.
Speaking of which, I did the ghosts, not the word you used. But I literally before this did the Zach, I think his name's Zach Baggett's or something.
Okay.
He's like the ghost hunter guy. He has a haunted museum here. We just went and did the tour today.
How was
it? It was the items he has are all fucking really interesting, but it was long. I'm gonna do a video on it tomorrow. That's gonna be my daily video tomorrow. What up, Kay? But yeah, as far as the old, I don't know. Fuck, dude. It's like,
I mean, you got to start thinking at some point. You don't want to be like Dag. You know what I mean? You don't want to be the old dad who can't really keep up with the kid. You know what I mean? And you also want to be somewhat active. I think maybe 50 is probably the oldest. I mean, you know, because you think about it, like, you know, when they're 20, you'll be 70. And you can still kind of travel with them, but you're not going to be as spry as you would be, you know? So
travel with them.
I mean, you know, you have like go places, you know what I mean? Like, so.
My dad doesn't fucking go anywhere. He was, I'll be in town being like, hey, I'm doing a show here. You know, like, I don't know. I got a card game I got to go to. I can't see you. Sorry. Like, all right. I wanted to get to,
oh yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we have 3 emails and 2 of them are pretty detailed. So I wanted to get to them.
Oh yeah. Let's get into it.
Let's see. Okay. First we'll do Stefan Ward wrote in, and he said, we've all done it, but what are some stupid things that you have done in the name of love? I'll do anything, but I won't do that. Meatloaf.
Yuck. I know. For me, it's probably drive somewhere at like, 2 a.m. You know what I mean? To like hook up and knowing you got to work the next morning, you know?
Well, I was literally going to say, is that for love or is that for booty?
Yeah, that's for booty. No, for love. What is something stupid that you've done for love?
I remember, I'm trying to think. I might have told the story too. Like, the young, like where you get your heart ripped out. Mm-hmm. But there was a girl that actually was over by Maranatha Church, and she had like, her family loved me too, but she had broken up with her boyfriend or something. But like she, I don't know if I wasn't in love with her. I mean, because I was so young, I don't even know if I knew what love was, but I remember how much it hurt at the time. I was like, because she was like, I'm taking a break from my boyfriend and this and that, but we're seeing if we can work it out. And I was like, okay, well, we're kind of talking too. So I was like, while you're trying to figure this out, will you just promise me you won't sleep with him? And she was like, sure. And then like 2 weeks later, she was like, I'm gonna stick with my boyfriend. And I was like, did you have sex with him? And she was like, I did. And I was like, you bitch.
I remember that. Yeah, my the first girlfriend that I had, like we had, like we were.
Robert said I got married.
That's exactly what I was laughing at earlier. So for me, it was same exact. You know, it's so funny. We always say that we kind of live similar lives, but like when I was 14, I was dating this girl, and we had to break up because I moved. And I was like, let's just wait for each other. And all of a sudden, she was like, "Yeah, I fucked your friend Travis." I was just like, Jesus.
God damn.
Yeah, it was wild. So
was she just like, I was missing you, and you guys are friends, so I thought maybe in a way.
No, I think she had known Travis longer than she had known me, but it was just like she was just kind of so,
God,
anyways.
I'm trying to think what is for love.
But what's something for love? I mean,
but also I can on one hand I can the people that I would say I love them, I love you, I'm in love with them. So it's like who, because I don't throw that out,
Yeah.
That
something stupid that I've done for love. Get 2 cats. That's probably because I wasn't. No, I'm not allergic to them, but it's like I wasn't a big cat person. But you end up falling in love with the cats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, so I'm a cat person now.
What the fuck kind of stories does Victoria have? Murder?
Go to jail for them?
Nah, I haven't done any.
Yeah, we haven't done any of that shit. But I haven't really done anything stupid for love.
Yeah. I mean, because I think
there was a girl I knew who she gave somebody her car because she thought she was in love with them, and it turned out it wasn't even like a real dude. It was like a woman who ended up taking her car. I don't even know how that all worked out, but
have them on the podcast. Let's bring them in. If you can, we'll talk about it off.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Because if it's somebody I love, then I don't imagine us having like, because anybody that I was like in a relationship with, even though we're not together, we're still friends, or like,
yeah.
It's not like I'm like, fuck that person. So I can't think of anything like crazy necessarily that I've done for love.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I mean, I think, for the most part, me and everybody are on good terms. And I mean, the only person that I'm not on good terms with is probably one of I think it was the second girl I dated, who we were together 3 years and we just don't talk. So,
okay, how about since we started off with this, and you might have already answered, maybe you have another craziest thing you've done for Butte.
Ooh, pay $5,000. No, I'm just kidding. What was the craziest thing? I mean, probably just drove, you know what I mean, across, like to fucking like I don't know, like Eastern Washington or some shit.
I had a joke about where I'd say, women, if you want to know if a guy how much he really likes you, like build up all week, like, oh, we're gonna do it this weekend, blah blah blah, and then the day of just be like, oh, I started my period, so. But you can still come over and cuddle, and if they come over, then they really still care. Because I was like, I'm like, and the joke I used to say, guys will drive across state lines for pussy, but I won't like go upstairs just to cuddle.
Exactly.
But it's an old joke, ladies.
Yeah. God, no. I mean, it's there was one relationship I had that was really weird, where it was like we were kind of talking, and for the most part, all we did was like text, and she just wanted to have like dirty texts. And I was like, you live like 2 miles down the street. I'm not going to keep doing this. This is fucking stupid. And so,
yeah. I'm trying to think, how do y'all do that? When a dude screws me over, I'm never talking to them. Well, I haven't. Okay. Well, the original question was love. So,
right.
What's the craziest thing you've done for love? And like I was saying, I can count on one hand the women that I've been in love with that I like. I love you.
Right.
And in those scenarios, I mean, both of us are pretty laid back as it is. I'm not if I'm in an argument or a debate that we did a disagreement, I would even say I'm not a yeller. I don't call names or get all heated.
Right.
I'm more analytical. Like if we have a disagreement about something, I'm like, okay, what's the issue? how do we resolve it, and then get back to enjoying life and fucking. But yeah, all the people that I previously dated, I'm still on great terms with.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
I just talked to Isabel like about a month ago.
You know, Jay, she is just a nice young lady. Why wouldn't you just settle down and just, do right by the young lady?
What do you, Victoria? Victoria, if anybody in here knows us, you probably know us better than anybody in
Yeah.
hostile. Yeah, right. All right, let's get to the next. This one comes from David. And this is a long one. Okay, so
or you got it?
I got it. You want me to do it?
Yeah, go for
it. You can do Carla's. Carla's in here, so you can do Carla's, which will next. Okay, just a warning. This is going to be a little long. Okay, great. When I took, and I think he was like trying to be funny in this. So okay, when I took health class in high school, my teacher, who was a woman, stated that blue balls was a myth. Now at that time, I had a girlfriend, and I was, quote, fucking wrecking that soft little ham wallet, end quote, every weekend. Have that kind of logical conversation with a woman. Trust me, I know. Oh, Robert, stop. Okay, so this guy was having sex all the time. Manny knows what I'm talking about. You not so much. Okay, cool. Anyways, yeah. When we first started dating, we didn't have sex for a couple months. There was once a time when I got blue balls so badly that I thought my balls were going to explode, making me a eunuch. I was in so much pain that I left and went home and apologized about it later that night. I firmly believe that blue balls are not an excuse to try and make someone, male or female, do something they don't want to do. However, that teacher was dead wrong saying that they were a myth. Do you and Manny have a story about a time when you got blue balls really bad? How did you handle it? What do you think about people saying that they're a myth? Feel free to use this for Holling's Worthless also. Yeah, I mean, I think blue balls is a thing.
Yeah, I think I've probably had it, but I mean, it's just go rub one out right in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's how I resolve it. I was just
exactly
I've been with women or dated women or whatever where for the ladies in here, I'm sure you have stories of this, but maybe you're making out and it starts to get a little heated. And in your head you're like, oh, we're about to have sex, and then maybe they'll say, no, we should stop, I don't want to do this, or blah blah blah. There's been times where I'll be like, I'm totally fine with that, but I'm gonna go because I don't want to get all excited and then we just stop. I'm like, I don't want my dick and balls to be like a yo-yo, where I'm just like, boner, okay, no, turn it on, turn it back off, because that's when you will get the blue balls. And so I mean, there have been times I'll tell the girl, I'll be like, I'm not upset or anything. I'm literally just doing this because I don't want to keep getting excited when nothing's going to happen. My best friend got blue balls all the time. Is that what they're known for? What about you with the old double B?
Yeah, I'm along the same. I think that there's been those times where you're hanging out with the girl and it's just, it's getting hot and heavy, and then all of a sudden there's nothing that happens, and you're just like, I'm with you. It's like if you say no, there was a joke that you used to do where you're like, I could be in, and she could be like, stop, and it's like, yeah, I mean, fucking, your joke was clearly better than that, but you know what I mean. But
it was no joke. That was legit. But
But yeah,
I mean, I think one time I was like, I think I was just straight up. I was like, well, I'm gonna rub one out right now because this shit. Like Louis C.K. has that great joke where it's like a fucking meter that you got to just let it expel some gas. But yeah, there's been times where I'll tell a girl where I'm fine waiting however long, but don't get me all amped up knowing that it's just gonna, like, I'm like, I'm cool with making out and shit like that, but don't like imply or make it seem like, oh, it's about to go down just to, whether it's called teasing or whatever it is. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. I think that there's, I mean, I feel like that's something that happens more when you're younger, and it's like, where you don't know where where the relationship's going. I feel like, when you're older, it's like, you kind of know if you're going to put out or not. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
So,
do you know this? Victoria said it reminds her of the movie She's Out of My League.
I feel like I've seen that movie. Maybe not.
I'm actually wait. Okay, Felicia said, Felicia, excuse me. We had just dropped his girl off and going to my house and dropped me off. He practically kicked me out so he could get home.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Okay, here's a question for the ladies. Is there a female equivalent like blue lips? I don't know what the fuck you would call it. Blue uterus? I don't know. What do you
yeah,
but
I gotta,
no,
yeah. I was gonna say I agree with Robert, don't be a tease on both sides. It's like, know your intent, and it's like, don't set anybody up for failure. So
yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's, you get turned on and then stop, but for women that, you have that, but like the blue balls thing, that is like a physical, you feel like sick and you have this achy feeling coming from your nuts. It's the worst. It feels like somebody flicked your nuts,
Yeah. I feel like, did we used to do that shit where it was like you'd hit somebody in the nuts and then go on stage or some shit like that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, whatever. It's the worst.
To his question, David's question, if it was legit, yes, I think blue balls is a real thing. And oh God, do not look up blue waffle to everyone. Do not look it up, which means you're probably going to look it up now, but do not. I think it is a thing, and how to resolve it, just fucking rub one out.
Women get a pressure buildup. Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
It turned down like that too. I get that. Okay, you want to read Carla's?
I would love to.
This is from Carla Allen, who's in the chat.
The lovely Carla. All right.
Felicia, do not look it up. I'm telling you right now. By me keep saying it, everybody's going to look it up. Do not look up blue waffle. That's blue waffle. Do not Google or go to the website looking for blue waffle. Do not do that.
All right. So this one's from Carla. Let's see. My niece recently got me back into watching Married at First Sight on Lifetime. Funny story about that. I actually worked with somebody who was on that show in one of my jobs in banking. If you're not familiar with the show, it's basically a reality show where experts match two people and they meet for the first time at the altar. They get married right then, and the show follows them for 8 weeks as they get to know each other. And then on decision day, they decide if they want to stay married or get divorced. Let's see. Most of the time it works out. I know arranged marriages used to be really common in certain Asian cultures, even though I think the motives then were different, money, politics. To me, the idea of choosing to commit to someone regardless of their background, personality, looks, etc., is interesting to me. I'd like to hear y'all's take on this. Would you ever get married at first sight or sign up for an arranged marriage? Do you know anyone that has met their spouse this way?
Good question.
Well, I guess I'll start off since I actually know somebody from the show.
Also, let me answer Daphne real quick.
Oh, yeah,
she asked how did the lady reacted when I told her I wanted to just rub one out. She was fine with it because I was I'll just say I was helping her with some things while I was doing that to myself. It was good.
Hold on. Now you got me wanting to look up blue waffle. What the fuck?
Oh, God.
Let's see.
Okay, there's going to be a live reaction for Manulus looking up a blue waffle.
Is it a real STD? Let's see. It just has it looks like Urban Dictionary. A fictional sexually transmitted disease that's believed to both turn the vagina blue and disfigure it. Ooh, god damn.
There used to be a picture.
Oh, okay. Well, we're okay now. So
yeah.
Thank God. I probably wouldn't have been able to not unsee that. So anyways, yeah, my friend Danielle, she was actually on that show and it worked out. They have 2 kids. She married a guy named Bobby.
Did she work at the parlor?
No, Danielle worked at Bank of America, and we were in Federal Way, and so she met him. They've been together, I think, ever since. I'm sure, like every relationship, there's probably problems, but I mean, they have 2 kids. Everything seems good, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the. I guess it depends what the dowry is, right? It's like, am I getting like?
Wait, what the fuck is dowry?
Isn't that like cows and shit? Am I getting cows? Am I getting camels? Am I getting what am I having to give up for this arranged marriage? You know what I mean? Back in the day, but I mean, I think it can work. But I honestly think that you should be able to choose your partner. I think that being forced into anything, I think that there would be some sort of resentment, at least on my end. I would be pretty like, oh shit, why couldn't I have gotten Beyonce? You know what I mean? Why couldn't they have hooked me up with her? Who, like, okay, this is gonna say, I don't know, this is just on a tangent right now.
Are you gonna have to PC Manny yourself?
No, I just think Oprah has been looking good lately to me. I think maybe it's just me getting older. Oprah be looking sexy, man. I was watching her on Super Soul Sunday. I'm like, go ahead, Oprah. Always looking sexy.
Yeah.
So, thick. Just and that bank account.
Yeah. Thick wallet. But I think yeah, as far as it's if you grow up in a culture that's like the norm, then I think it goes back to like that what we were saying about how we grew up, like you don't know any better. If you don't know anything different, then yeah, that would be interesting to interview someone that two people arranged marriage that worked out, and then somebody that was an arranged marriage that they were like, I had no attraction to this guy or girl, and I immediately wanted out of it.
Yeah, I mean,
how do you put on a face like, look, Manny, you're in an arranged marriage, and they're like, okay, Manny, here's your wife, and she looks like me. I got fucking beard and from Ukraine or fucking somewhere.
We just want to say, if you were from Ukraine,
I will carry you over threshold myself.
We just want to say, if you were from Ukraine, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening. You are beautiful. I mean, it just is. I think, like you said, if you don't know any different, it is. One of my I'm no longer friends with this guy, but a guy I knew in high school, his parents arranged marriage in India. They've been together, and they seem like they were cool. But yeah, man, that's the thing. Like, if she ended up looking like you, and they were like, hey, she had a sex change, but we already had the arrangement. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, man, that's not right. That's not fair.
Or what if no sex change? It's just we are Harry from my country.
Giant clitoris.
With 2 round lips. Don't focus on that.
Look me in the eyes.
I only have one hole. It doubles as asshole and pussy. Don't just aim for that.
I'm the captain now. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, they did take a turn, but it could work for whoever. But I think just growing up in Western culture, I don't think anybody should really be forced to be with somebody that they don't want to be with. It's like, I'm sure it could work, but ultimately it's like, if you could really just find love, I think that's, it, like, looks really don't matter, at the end of the day, because we all get old, we all age, but I think that you should be able to really choose who you want. So
Carlos said, we really want to be canceled out here. What are you talking about? Carlos? We're just talking about very handsome Ukrainian woman. I'm white. I can do that. And Cookie said, if Manny's thinking Oprah is looking kind of hot, he might be a little feverish. Though I do think Oprah looks good.
Don't you? Oprah does look good, man. Oprah, Oprah's just thick. I don't know what it is, man. Just like, if I was a little older, I'd, if she wasn't like, if I was single, she was single, I'd be like, hey, how you doing, Miss Winfrey?
Call her Winnie.
How you doing, Winnie? There you go.
It's amazing. I mean, I would say the most beautiful, hottest women right now are all over 40.
Agreed.
There's ones in the 50s, like Selma Hayek,
Halle Berry.
Halle Berry. Elizabeth Hurley's like 54.
Dude,
she looks great.
She looks amazing.
Beyonce, how old's Beyonce? She over 40 yet?
Oh, I think she's got it. Well, actually,
J-Lo. Fuck,
yeah.
Dude. These women over 50, I'm like, what the? Where were these 50-year-olds when I was growing up?
Yeah.
What was I gonna do?
Kevin, you better hope Stedman ain't watching, Manny.
Shit. Yeah, Tammy Joe might not like
that. You mind your place, woman. Oh my God,
Pastor Thaddeus.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, actually, on that note, I actually, my question to you. Now Beyonce's in the news,
39, San Francisco 49er girl. Thank you.
Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, so I don't know if you've heard this in celebrity news, but J-Lo and A-Rod broke up, and now it appears that J-Lo is now rebounding with Ben Affleck. Is that too quick to be jumping into a new relationship, or is it just that they have the kind of chemistry, or does shit just work different in Hollywood?
Well, it's interesting because I would say is it too fast? If whether you're a celebrity or just average Joe, what
Right.
is too soon? And also, but also we don't know. Who knows? Maybe for the last month they hadn't seen each other, and they were, and before that they were sleeping in separate beds, or
Right.
I
Right.
don't fucking know. But yeah, I don't know. It's the thing. It's God. That sucks though. That's the one, not the one thing, but that sucks for celebrities that your dating business is just always out in the streets.
Not only that, but imagine you're heartbroken over, your person, and you're like, let's say you're Jennifer Aniston, and all of a sudden you see fucking Brad Pitt with Angelina Jolie, and it's just like, damn, she's going back to keep her. Yeah, exactly. So this is funny that you say this, Cookie, because there were actually girls at the parlor that I used to work with, and they had this saying. They were like, never waste dick space. If you could go back and get your previous guy, they were like, don't waste dick space. So I was like, all right. So
don't waste your dick space.
I was like, all right.
J-Lo's life is half over. She needs to do her. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I think she's doing her. Ben.
A-Rod.
Yeah. How many turns do you get to be with J-Lo? Like, good Lord.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the Lord, Pastor Thaddeus, your thoughts?
As long as they are doing it within, the realm of being respectful of the Lord, I condone it. I don't know how you feel, Fred, but
what you said?
Yeah, go ahead and pass that plate around one more time.
Daphne brought up a good thing about the arranged. What if you don't click sexually, or what if? I mean, that's why it would be so interesting to talk to somebody that wasn't an arranged, and then like somehow got out of it, because. What if is it always that it's just the people are at the same level physically, like attraction level, or
right.
There's got to be ones where one person looks like a mutant and the other one is just fine as fuck, and then the fine one's just like, oh, what the fuck, and then the mutant's just like, I came up, and then also, you also you probably know the person you're going to be arranged with as they're growing up. So you're seeing them, fucking.
It's just, you're just sweating it. You're like every fucking day. You're like, God damn.
Dude, she's going through puberty now. Fuck, man. I'm like, what
fuck. And she don't shave her armpits. Fuck, man. Yeah, there's just so many things. Oh, God.
Wait, what a sec. Cookie just said A-Rod just dropped a line of male makeup. I'll forgive her for moving on. Well, this brings up a great question. Thoughts on male makeup?
Well, me and Jay actually witnessed a male comedian putting on makeup once in the green room, and we were kind of like what? But
eye makeup and
we were just kind of like, what the fuck? But he also had like acne, so he might have been like self-conscious. But I'm not for wearing makeup, but what are the norms now? It's like,
well, I can tell you. You guys want a little inside ball. So I have, I guess you always have it, but I have alopecia areata, which is you get there's alopecia universalis, which means you have no hair, soup to nuts, as my buddy Dave would say, who has alopecia universalis. No eyebrows, no anime. Stop it.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks. We both look like mutants. Thanks. But I have so there's alopecia universalis, where you have no eyebrows, no pubes, no facial hair, no hair anywhere on your body. And then there's alopecia areata, which I have.
Is herpes.
Yeah, which comes and goes, where you'll have like they look like little quarter-sized circles where they're just it's weird. They don't know what causes it. They don't know if it's genetic. They think sometimes it might be from stress, but it'll start out where your hair will start to turn white. Then it becomes really, really fine. And then there'll be like a quarter size of just no hair. It's just smooth skin. And I was getting it in my beard. This is like back when I was like 30. I got it in my beard. I had it in my head at different spots. And they would give you cortisone shots. So I would go in and I'd get 80 shots of cortisone in my fucking head. And then in my face, it was brutal. And, but at the time, like on my beard, I would take, I think it was like a eyeliner that would match the color of my beard, and I would just kind of fill in the hole and then like brush it. I'd take a beard brush and brush it so I didn't have this fucking quarter-sized hole in my beard. Sometimes I think, I don't know, right there maybe. I don't know. Fuck.
Yeah, you're good. I mean, it's so funny. So one time we had what's called a mustache party where you had to grow a mustache in order to enter the party, and then you drink beers and then you tape them all together and then it creates a staff, which was one of the dumbest but coolest parties I've ever been to. But I couldn't grow a mustache, so I had to like pin that shit in. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
What's the new anchor wear it all the time? I'm more mad that A-Rod only has like 10 colors. Robert said it's called fleas and ticks. What the fuck do you say, Robert? Yeah. But yeah, shit. So I wore at different times when I would have alopecia breakouts, I would wear
little makeup
to cover up the patch in my beard.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just if it gives you more confidence, I don't care. You know what I mean? It's not hurting me. It's like, do you at the end of the day.
So. It was funny. I remember telling the doctor, I was like, I don't give a fuck if I go bald. I was like, I don't want to lose the hair in my beard. I was like, can I make a choice? But yeah. And it's I haven't had an outbreak of the alopecia for a while. Yeah, and they don't know what they have no idea.
Yeah, but I would love to if anybody knows anybody that has been in a arranged marriage and has gotten out, we would love to interview them. So if you guys know somebody, please send them our way. Or maybe we'll try to reach out and find somebody in that.
BigIrishJ@gmail.com. Or what's your email, Manny? If you feel more comfortable emailing Manny, that's fine too.
MannyMartinJR@gmail.com. Don't flood my shit, though. Don't flood my shit.
Don't you flood my shit.
Don't you flood my shit.
All right, let's go to the next topics. Okay, Carla. We got Carla there. All right. Manny and Jay, what skills should all men have before leaving home?
Ooh. Definitely got to be able to do your own laundry.
Yeah. Cookie, I don't know if it's stress related. Cookie asked the doctors, they don't know how to cure it. They don't know what causes it. They think it's genetic. They think it may be caused by stress. And then like even when they're shooting my head and my face up with cortisone, they even will tell you like, we think this might help. We don't know, fuck. And I mean, even if it did help, they don't know if it was the cortisone shots or the shit just, helped fix itself.
Yeah, Mr. Hollingsworth. So we're thinking, we don't know if this will work, but if you let us put our dick on your face, it's supposed to heal the. It's like, Jesus.
And I'd be like, dude, I've already tried that many times. It's not working. Yeah. Okay. Doing your own laundry. Yes. Ironing. Well,
yeah. I would say, yeah. Be able to iron, like, you know what I mean? There's nothing worse than having a wrinkled shirt and not knowing what to do with it. I'll never forget. I was getting ready for a wedding, and the lady housekeeping came in, and she literally was like belittling me, and she was saying, she was like, I thought only gay men knew how to iron shirts, and I was like, what? But I think because in like. Maybe I don't know if this is true, so don't quote me. I might have to PC myself on this. But in Mexican culture, I don't know if it's like effeminate for men to do like, you know what I mean? Like, but that's the way she made me feel, was that only women like did certain men's clothes, or I was like, all right, well, I was like, my mom taught me, like. That's the thing about a black mom. A black mom ain't gonna send you out into the world, like she was like, I ain't raised no motherfucking heathen. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Well,
Carla, you got to know how to fully wipe your ass. You know what I mean? You got to know when you're done.
And, you got to use baby wipes.
Yes, get in there.
I can't wait. Somebody on here, I dare you say you don't use baby wipes. Fucking call yourself out. I dare you. I dare you, dude. There was a radio, I think it was Opie and Anthony were talking about baby wipes, and one of them was like, oh man, it's stupid, blah blah. He's like, all right, here's a test for you. Next time you get a chance, take some peanut butter, wipe it on your forearm, just rub some peanut butter on your forearm. Then first take a napkin and just wipe it off. See how long, try and wipe it off. Then take a wet napkin and then wipe and see which one does better. Cook eggs. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Cook eggs. I mean, I don't. But I'm not a big cook. I just don't have any desire to do it. I eat out so much or have stuff delivered so much.
Yeah, I'm with Carla. I mean, damn, I would love to invest in a bidet. I mean, it's like, especially during the pandemic when there was no toilet paper, that would have been genius. So
yes, Cookie Cottonelle. Also, this is how much I use baby wipes. I think Cottonelle is the only baby wipe or whatever ass wipe
Mhm.
that is like plumber approved.
Oh, it actually disintegrates.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Alice said, I worked at the cleaners where it was $1.99 each item, and a lot of men would bring in all of their work clothes for the week, sometimes for press only. I think some don't ever iron. Yeah, I mean, I know how to iron. I don't enjoy ironing. And laundry. The laundry thing. I agree with what you're saying, Manny, that you got to know how to. But it's crazy to me how many people, guys and girls, that I guess that don't. I think it's probably more men because, dude, I've been doing laundry since I can remember, since I was a kid, you
Exactly.
know, and I'm very particular on my laundry because I'm always worried about something shrinking and then I can't wear it anymore. And like finding stuff I like that also fits is so few and far between. So I'm very particular about how my laundry's done.
Dude, and I'm with you. It's like, for instance, you guys may laugh at me, but I fucked up. I didn't realize I threw this in with other colors, and so it's not as crisp white as Jay's shit. So I mean, you got to know how to take care of your stuff. So
Cookie. Natasha said, I run the tap with 3-ply. I don't put foreign liquids in my anus. All right, Natasha, was that said with a little wink? Hi, Ellen. Hi, Natasha.
Oh God,
a bidet. Yeah, I've never used a bidet.
Neither have I. I was actually in Europe, and there was a bidet, and I was too afraid to use it, so I should have.
You wear a lot of white too, Manny. That's what Amani said.
Do I?
You can get bidet seats to fit your toilet. They're cheaper. Did I say hello? Everybody's saying hello, and it's so cute.
Hello.
The community. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there? Oh, it's funny. Do you know? Well, I'm sure you do now. I didn't know how to change a tire properly until I had to change a tire.
Same here. Yep. It was like, I mean, it took fucking forever, and then getting the nuts off. I mean, I think that's something every young man should know. I mean, even young woman.
For the guy with blue balls, getting your nuts off.
Yeah, I think all people, before you leave the house, you should know how to change a tire, because you would hate to be stranded. You don't want to have to wait on anybody in order to get some shit done. So,
dude, I got a flat on my way to Tacoma Comedy Club, and dude, it was on the big over ramp or whatever.
Coming down.
Yeah, and I'm fucking cars are whizzing by, and I'm like, God, I'm gonna fall off this fucking thing. So I'm breaking my back. I'm sweating my ass off getting this tire. I get the tire on, put the nuts on, everything, and then this is how dumb I am. I had the wheel on backwards. The way I figured out to tell which way the wheel should go is because the air thing will be pointing out, not fucking inside. So I was like, God damn it! I gotta take this whole fucking thing off again.
So not even. So mine was even worse, right? So first time I had to change a tire, me and Crystal are having this. We're mad at each other. We're fighting in the car, and all of a sudden I'm driving on the highway, and I start hearing this, and I'm like looking over. I'm like, is there a fucking helicopter above me? And shit. And so
stuttering.
Yeah. And so she knew that I had a flat tire, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And so, anyways, I pull over and I just shredded, right? And she knew how to do it because her dad is like this amazing mechanic, and she's just sitting there looking at me, and she's like, do you need help? I'm like, no, I don't need no goddamn help. And then she helped me, and then we got through it. And so,
yeah. Oh, Robert asked, do you check your own oil? If you mean check your own oil by going to like Jiffy Lube and going, hey, can you do my oil? Then I check my own oil.
I just take her to Jiffy Lube. So.
Yeah, actually I do. The dealership, but I don't check my own oil. I mean, fuck, I got a computer to tell me when my oil's low. The fuck I need to check my oil for, Robert? Will you drive a car from the 60s?
Click on cookies.
Unpopular opinion. As long as I have cleavage, I should never have to change my own tire.
Good point.
All right, Cookie. And you let that cleavage McJingle. Okay. What am I hearing? I looked up to these two guys. Oh, God. Robert said I'm out. My first car was trash. Oh yeah. I mean, dude, is there a need to check your own oil like manually anymore?
Yeah.
I mean, my car is. My car is.
Dude, my first car was so garbage that like the brakes wouldn't even fully stop all the way. It would like stutter to a stop and go, and I was like, fuck, I'm so lucky I didn't hit anybody. So
yeah, I'm not a big car guy, so. But you know what? I can do shit on the computer. How about that?
There you
How
go.
about that, Robert? You want to fucking talk
Ooh.
computer shit?
Ooh.
He's probably better at that than me too. So fuck off.
Oh man.
Okay, you want to do the next one, Manulus?
Yes. All right. How would you address your partner's lack of motivation to do things or move forward in life? Let's say the first few years were great, and now it's constant depression and bickering, i.e., they don't want to work, they don't want to see you win, and they don't care to do things with you. Ooh, goddamn.
I just wrote the
So,
teaser for next week too, but
okay, cool. So yeah, it sounds like things were good the first few years, and now it's downhill. How would you address that? I mean, one, I'm not ashamed to go to counseling. I think counseling's a good thing. But I mean, that's one big thing. You gotta want your partner to win in a relationship. You can't be, you gotta be each other's biggest cheerleaders because the world is cruel as fuck out there. So you definitely gotta look after each other. I wouldn't say jump to divorce right away, but it's like if somebody's hit lack of motivation, you got to find out why. And, maybe it's time for an intervention where you sit down and you're like, hey, what do you want out of life? Yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts?
yeah, okay. People are saying sounds like depression, this and that. Yeah, I mean, to do things or move forward in life. Yeah, I mean, there's so many things too. Like, is it something at work? Is it like you're turning a certain age and you're in your head about it? Obviously, I think. What are you laughing at?
Wait, drop them, but gotta have 18.99 in Vegas. What?
What the fuck? Yeah, yes, Victoria. You come back to people wiping their ass. It's a very classy show. But yeah, I think the biggest thing, as always with the relationships, is communication. If you tell them, it seems like you've been down. Is everything cool at work, or is there something are you upset at me about something going on with you personally, or is there something you don't want to talk about, or
well, and it sounds like in this they don't want to work. So I mean, I think, to be honest, I think that you need purpose in life, and I think sometimes working is that thing. Like my dad, before he died, he wasn't working. You know what I mean? And it's like if you don't have that purpose, then fuck. It's like, I mean, let's see, what did Natasha say?
Remember why you started loving on them. Recognize the season they're in, and then work on it together with respectful pace. Oh, they like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot. But I guess I would push back. Like, what if they don't want to work through that and they keep, I guess, diverting to other things? So what if they keep, saying that? What if you're like, okay, well, we're working on this, and then you see regression? I guess
and then they're next... just like, I left my family. I swallowed your cum.
You did my ass. That's so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, so what do you do? I mean, I guess again, it's just bringing it up to him, going, look, obviously something's upsetting you,
right?
And you can even ask them. I'm like, do you agree with that? And if they're like, yeah, punch him in the neck. Natasha said, obviously something's upsetting you, and if you don't want to talk about it right now or whatever, I'm fine, but that's fine. But I want to. Obviously, if you're with them, you care about them, and you're like, I want to help any way I can to, right. Is it me? Is it something I'm doing? Is it something that you're trying to do on your own that you're just like, just leave me alone for a bit, let me figure it out, or what?
Right.
But
I'm kind of with Deja, where it's like, you can only help somebody who wants to be helped, right? And I think that it's like, if they're not wanting to see you win, there's something clearly deeper there, and if they're not working, that's a rough one. I think at some point, I definitely think couples counseling is a way to go. Cookie said there is a point where you have to step away for your own peace of mind if there is no progress. Yeah, I agree 100%. I'm not saying divorce is always the answer, but I truly believe that nobody is worth the price of misery. You don't just stay in something just to stay in something. If you're miserable every day and it's killing you, there's no point to it. But
yeah, I mean, you can only hit your head against the wall so many times, and if they're not willing to talk about it or help or try and resolve it, then I mean, fuck, what do? You got to just, misery loves company.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's the teaser for next week. And do we do the teaser first or plugs first?
Teaser first, then plugs.
Okay. Jay and Manny, would you ever consider going to Mars to be the beginning of a new civilization and everything that entails?
Ooh, shit.
Which that's the teaser for next week.
Yeah.
What are you plugging, Manulus?
Still same old shit going on. Yeah, going to be on the Hollingsworth list tomorrow. So make sure you check us out live. Outside of that, yeah, not really much going on. I hope to soon eventually get back out there in the world, fully vaccinated. So, you know.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a quick plug. So tonight I'll be at LA Comedy Club, but Friday, what's this? Oh no, that's a different thing. So this weekend I'm going up to Seattle to do a wedding, but again, my recording, St. Louis Helium, June 13th. Hollingsworthless tomorrow will be live, and then Wednesday, first episode of Fucking Boo Bombing Stories with Jay. So that'll be posted on YouTube and everything, and I'll have clips. And so you can subscribe to that. It's not out yet, but it will be Wednesday. And until next week, because I have to go use the bathroom and use some baby wipes. Manny?
That's what I'm saying, because my name is Thaddeus. That is Fred. We'll be putting the love back in your right. It's love in black and white. Pass the plate around one more time.
Yes.